What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Duck. We're about to react to 6 forest encounters that will make you never hike again. I will never hike anyways, unless I'm with my boy Wolf. Wolf knows to bring the whole crew. We bringing guns and everything. Nah, I'm just playing, but I'll never hike, to be honest. I ain't got no reason to. Unless we going guns blazing. We going over there with like about 6 guns. We getting the world's brightest light, brightest flashlight. We going in there with that. With about 2-3 of those. I know those cost about $900, but yeah, I have to have very precise precautions, okay? If I want to go hiking, okay? We're not just going out there solo or with just one other person to potentially encounter a serial killer or somebody that wants to do harm to us. I'm doing harm to them before they do harm to me. Okay, let's watch. Sorry
Forest
for the
can
long
be
intro.
hauntingly beautiful during the day, but when night falls, it transforms into something else entirely. Something unnerving, unpredictable. In a chilling video posted by the Hoggett Project, a lone camper ventured deep into the mountains. But what he experienced was a terrifying encounter that shook him to his core.
Looking good. I kind of like how it's open out that way too.
This,
Lets a little bit of light into these woods.
like I said,
That
more than
way,
one person.
Cannot see a thing. And
More
I
than 2
don't
people.
think I was recording earlier, but something made a heavy sound over there. Could have just been some old
This
rotted
man got a
logs
light
settling.
on his fucking head. That's
But up
it.
that way,
That's not
couple
bright enough.
miles, there is a camp.
You need that
but
bitch
I don't
360.
think anybody's hiking this way back down.
Right.
Anywho, I've heard that the red lamp keeps the bugs away.
He had scouted the area earlier in the daylight, familiarizing himself with the uneven terrain.
So, I went over there. I'm about to edit this in, right? This is the light I'm going into the forest with. Battery powered, by the way. All right, I'm gonna cut this reaction channel light off. It's dark. It's dark in here. I have pink lights up. That's why it's still light in here. But watch this. That's just cracked open a little bit. If we ain't brightening up this whole area that we're around, I'm not going. I'm not going. That's all I got to say. That man had a flashlight on his head, bro. That's it. The whole surrounding area is about to be encased with lights, nigga. I know that's kind of bad, but I'm encasing that shit with lights. And I'm bringing weapons. And I'm bringing at least 3 people with me. That's the minimum. 3 trusted soldiers with me. Hell no. Y'all got me messed up. Let's continue this video. I'll try not to pause it again. Just have to make that very clear.
The thick trees, and the nearby creek. Everything had seemed perfectly normal then, but as night took hold, something changed. It started subtly, a distant crack of a branch, the kind of sound that makes you pause for a second before brushing it off. But then came another, and another. Heavy thuds echoed from the darkness, as if something or someone was moving nearby, watching. His gut twisted. Instinct whispered that he shouldn't ignore this. He flicked on his flashlight and aimed it toward the trees, scanning the dense shadows for any signs of movement. But the moment his beam cut through the blackness, the noises stopped. He stood there, frozen, his light searching for answers. Nothing. No eyes reflecting back at him. No rustling leaves. Just an overwhelming sense that he wasn't as alone as he had thought. This wasn't the first time he had heard it that night. Earlier, the same strange noises had come from up the hill. Now, whatever it was, had moved down, parallel to where he stood. He tried to rationalize it. Maybe just animals drawn to the creek for a drink. Maybe just the natural sounds of the forest.
I would have tested something. I would have tested a theory. I got my phone on me. I'm testing theory. I'm downloading something that makes it sound like I'm sleeping, like some slight snoring action. I'm cutting the light off at that moment. If I'm him, which I would never be him, stupid to go solo without no weapon. Anyways, I'm pretty sure he probably has a weapon, but he ain't drawing it yet. We ain't seen nothing yet. Anyways, that's what I'm doing. The moment something gets close enough to that phone that I left there for a minute, for away from me enough to where I could pull my gun out and kill whatever is next to it, you know, shit is that is it.
But deep down, he knew better. Gathering his things quickly, he made his way back to the road, glancing toward the creek one last time. And that's when he saw something terrifying.
I see something standing there on the side of the road, pretending to be a statue. Whatever this was decided it was just gonna freeze, and then maybe I wouldn't think it was anything. But as I'm looking in that direction, I'm not even kidding, it looks like somebody dressed up in camo. And they've got their back slightly angled away. I'd say like at a 45 degree. They're standing there about 6 feet tall, looking like a human that I just caught that was probably sneaking up on me. That's all I can think. When I saw what it was, a human, and I kept the light on him for a good 20 solid seconds without saying anything. You know, the fear just kind of washed over me because I'm thinking, what's gonna happen? Call them out like, hey, what are you doing? And they're all camoed out. Maybe they'll just say, oh crap, he caught me, now I'm gonna shoot him. I mean, we're out in the middle of the woods. They say that people are the ones to fear. It's not the animals.
It's always been people, boy.
What happened, and eventually after the 20 seconds, he didn't move, he just kept standing there. So I just pretended like, oh, maybe I didn't see it then. On my way out, periodically I'd turn back, check. Nope, didn't see him, he's gone.
Every nerve in his body screamed at him to run, and that was what he did. As he drove off, he glanced in the rearview mirror again and again. Nothing. The figure was gone, but he knew what he saw, and he knew one thing for certain. He would never camp alone in those mountains again.
And you shouldn't do it alone
This next
anyways.
clip is nothing short of terrifying. One of the most intense encounters between a human and wildlife ever caught on camera. Filmed in 2020 on a quiet trail in Slate Canyon, Utah, it starts as an ordinary hike, with the man recording what he believed to be bobcats in the distance. But within moments, his peaceful walk turned into a nightmare. What?
Go away! No! No!
Oh shit.
You,
The way it just moves.
What you just saw was
Holy
a nerve-wracking
shit.
standoff between a hiker and a mountain lion, an apex predator that had no intention of letting him leave easily. Desperate and outmatched, the man did everything he could, shouting, waving his arms, trying to make himself appear larger. But the cougar wasn't backing down. It didn't just follow him. It stalked him. 3 times the animal lunged, each time getting closer, testing its prey. For 6 agonizing minutes, the hiker was trapped in a deadly game. His every step matched by the silent, predatory movements
a gun, bro.
of the big cat.
The fuck
Then,
you going into the woods?
In a last-ditch effort, he hurled a rock, finally sending the cougar sprinting away.
Yeah, get the
Okay, okay.
shit face.
Glad that it worked.
At first glance, it seemed like a terrifying act of aggression. But, according to wildlife experts, this wasn't about hunting. The cougar wasn't stalking him for food. It was protecting something far more important.
Oh, damn it. Okay. Yeah, so that just happened. Wow. You see that?
Most likely this was a mother defending her cubs. And in the wild, there is no force more dangerous than a mother protecting her own. Exploring the wilderness is an incredible experience, but one wrong move can turn a peaceful moment into a life-threatening situation. A Romanian man learned this firsthand in July 2024 when a seemingly harmless encounter with a bear nearly ended in disaster.
Hell no.
It all started deep in the forest, where the man had stopped his car. Instead of admiring the bear from a safe distance, he made a dangerous decision. He stepped out and tossed food toward the massive animal.
Cool pants.
At first, the bear seemed unbothered, calmly accepting the offering. For a brief moment, it appeared as though nothing would happen. But nature doesn't follow a script.
He's like, let's go, nigga. You close enough. Hell yeah, I'm finna fuck you up. Yo.
Without warning, the bear tensed up. A low growl rumbled from its throat, and in the blink of an eye, it lunged. In that split second, the man's carefree attitude turned into sheer terror. He bolted, scrambling around his car, his heart pounding as he barely outran the beast's reach. Fortunately, the bear hesitated, then turned and disappeared into the trees. It was a narrow escape, one that could have ended in tragedy. Bears are powerful, unpredictable predators. Feeding them might seem harmless, even kind, but it teaches them to associate humans with food, making them more aggressive and dangerous. One wrong move, 1 second too slow, and this could have been a very different story. Deep in the heart of the Indian jungle, a group of forest guards made their way through the dense undergrowth, their surroundings eerily silent. But that silence was short-lived. Out of nowhere, a deafening roar ripped through the trees, sending a jolt of fear through the group. Before they could react, a massive tiger exploded from the shadows, muscles rippling as it charged across their path.
I don't know. Tigers are way different from anything else we've been seeing. That's a big motherfucker.
For a split second, it seemed like an attack was inevitable. But just as quickly as it appeared, the tiger veered away, disappearing back into the jungle. It wasn't fear that made it hesitate. It was instinct. Tigers are apex predators, but they aren't reckless. Faced with multiple humans, this one likely decided the risk wasn't worth it. Still, that didn't make the moment any less terrifying. A tiger's roar isn't just a sound. It's a force. It can freeze prey in place, send chills down a person's spine. And in that moment, it probably made those guards question if they were about to become part of nature's food chain. As for why they were out there that day, that remains unknown. But one thing is certain. This was a close call with one of nature's most fearsome hunters, and they were lucky to walk away from it. Mushroom hunting in the serene forest of Iwaizumi Town, Japan, is supposed to be a peaceful activity. But on the morning of September 29th, 2023, one man's routine trip turned into a terrifying fight for survival.
Even the small bears are a problem. That's bad. Oh, that's kind of far. Oh, hell no. Oh, shit. Sorry, little bear, you gonna have to get hit. Gotta get hit up.
As he wandered through the trees searching for mushrooms, he suddenly found himself face to face with an Asiatic black bear, a mother with her cub nearby. At just 8 meters away, there was no time to think. In an instant, the mother bear lunged at him.
That's a
her
mother
powerful
bear?
muscles propelling her forward with deadly speed.
That's a
Asiatic
small,
black
that
bears
one
may
looks
not be the
small.
largest of their kind, but they are fiercely protective, especially when their cubs are involved. With sharp claws capable of ripping through flesh and a bite force strong enough to crush bone, an attack like this could be fatal. But this man had faced a bear before. He knew that running would only make things worse. Instead, he grabbed a sturdy stick and braced for the fight. The bear lashed out, swiping at him with terrifying force, but he held his ground, using the stick to block her attacks. At one point, she even bit down on it, her teeth sinking deep into the wood. Then, just as suddenly as it began, the attack was over. The bear hesitated, then turned and disappeared into the trees, her cub following close behind. Though shaken, the man remained astonishingly calm. Experience had taught him that fear could get you killed in the wild. That day, his quick thinking and sheer determination saved his life. The Sacred Monkey Forest Sanctuary in Bali, Indonesia, is usually a place of peace and wonder, where tourists wander through lush greenery, surrounded by playful monkeys. But on December 10th, 2024, that peaceful atmosphere was shattered by a terrifying disaster, one that ended in tragedy. It was just another afternoon at the sanctuary. Visitors strolled along the winding paths, admiring the ancient trees and the curious primates swinging between branches. Then, without warning, the air was filled with the sharp sound of snapping wood. Panic spread like wildfire. Tourists up ahead came running back, shouting warnings, their faces filled with fear. But for some, it was already too late.
Damn. What the hell was that? What fell? Was that a tree? Oh, damn. Yo, that sucks, bro. RP to those.
In an instant, a massive tree came crashing down, its weight splintering smaller branches and covering the path in debris. The impact was devastating. Some managed to escape, but others were caught beneath the destruction. When the dust settled, 2 foreign tourists had lost their lives, and several others were left injured. Staff and bystanders rushed to help, pulling survivors from the wreckage and tending to the wounded until emergency responders arrived. Investigators later confirmed that the tree had likely collapsed due to days of relentless storms and powerful winds that had weakened its structure. The sanctuary was immediately closed in the wake of the tragedy, with authorities working to ensure the safety of future visitors. But for those who witnessed that horrifying moment, the memory of it will remain forever etched in their minds.
And RP to those that have fallen. Oof. Damn. Not every tourist location is wrapped in all good graces of safety. Damn. That was crazy. I was not expecting that. The YouTuber is feartok. Hopefully it lets me post this. Yeah. Pretty interesting videos. Cool. Sorry, I was reading something. I hope you guys learned from these experiences of this video. Sorry I went on a rant like twice in this video. Yo, no, we're not sorry. Shit needs to be addressed. Fuck you going out there solo with no weapon. That man went there with a knife. I mean, I guess some countries you can't have weapons, but come on, man. Like, you go into the woods, you better have at least a machete, something. I know some type of form you could have something like that on you to help you defend yourself. Cause that shit is crazy. You be just going there and you gotta just defend yourself with a tree branch or just with a rock, like home dude threw a rock at a freaking, was that a bobcat or a cougar? A cougar? No, fuck that. You need more than some fucking rock. You need actual safety, bro. That's what I'm saying. Hope you guys enjoyed though. Enjoyed my reaction to this video. Y'all be safe out there, bro. Yeah. Don't do this crazy shit, bro. It's not worth it. It ain't worth it, bro. It ain't worth it. Sometimes it might be. It is worth it to those that are veteran explorers, but not just random tourists and people that are just trying to see the way of life. No. Go with multiple people, 3 people minimum. All y'all gotta have some type of weapon on y'all. That's all I'm saying. Thank you guys for watching. I'm out. Peace.